that when I could have just popped it in there. For some reason, I did everything with my calculator.
Well, for this week.
This week we could have done that?
This week it seems like everything's Excel.
Oh, but last week, I for some reason, I just thought we were supposed to do it with our calculator, and so I got like an 8.
Yeah, I did it on Excel and found it to be a lot easier because you just have to plug in the numbers.
I should have done that.
Did you guys see Emily's text?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let me try and invite her again.
Yeah, I did so bad both times. Like both times I was like, oh, then it must be the other answer. And then like I totally missed it. One was like I could have looked on Excel and I'm like, oh, that's not right. And so I figured it out, but I figured it out wrong. Anyways, both times I missed the exact same questions. But I was not even like in the right frame of mind. Okay, the last one I was going to ask you about. Oh, it's telling me what it is now. One sample t-test. Never mind.
Yeah, I was pulling. I missed that one the first time too. But then as I rethought about it, I was like, oh, sigma's not known. So that's why it has to be one sample t-test.
Uh-huh. Okay.
The other one I missed was, it was something about, it was another question kind of like that, but I can't remember what it was.
Well, there was one that totally threw me. I was probably just here. I'm trying to pull it up.
It was the sample size question is the other one I missed. Like it said it was normally distributed, and then it said,
well, you're talking about, it was number 11.
Yeah.
There was like 6 questions, 6 or 7 answers.
Yeah.
The answer was any N will do.
Yeah, which I was like, what?
I had it between either that A or G, and I picked A and it was wrong. So dang it.
Yeah, and I picked
A.
too.
The first time I just put one of the P hat, and then as I reread it, I was like, oh, we were talking about X bar. That's not P hat. But with X bar, I thought it had to be greater than 30.
So did I. So I don't get that, why that's wrong.
I don't get any N will do. What does that mean? Because
it was taken from data that was known to be normally distributed. It didn't matter, like, because you could have used any N. We knew that the stuff that it was
population.
But the reason I missed that is because the other homework quiz that we had before that, you know, the other one right before that, it had a very similar question, and I missed that one. And it was saying we have a large sample size, but is that good enough? And I said yes, and it counted it wrong. It's like, no, you still have to do these, satisfy these requirements. So I was thinking, okay, well, I just missed that one on the last test. So on this one, I better mark it that no, you know, this is it. And then I got that wrong. Anyway, I'm so confused.
Well, and I had even forgotten, like, what is a p-value? I'm like, I don't even know what a p-value is. And then I'm like, I didn't use the app to put in the test statistic and get the p. My brain just like fried from all of this information.
That's one that I missed too, the p-value one. And then I went back and read it. I was like, what? I just put that in the applet. What was I thinking?
Totally.
So that was where I got that one wrong the first time too. And then when I retook it, I was like, oh, okay.
So Emily's asking for somebody to email her the link.
Doing it right now.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Saley.
I'm so excited that we got approved. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That makes it nice with no
that
people,
was
I'm sure.
Yeah, super. I think that our study is probably a lot simpler than a lot of people's. That probably helped with our, with our design the study.
Right. So I know Emily's not here yet and we're waiting for her, but this week then.
Wait, do you guys have her Gmail address?
Yeah, I do.
I thought maybe I'm sending it to BYU Idealized.
Hers is M20, so EM24 Davidson
Okay.
at gmail.com.
24 Davidson.
Yes.
Maybe I was sending it wrong.
So this week we're all writing up and submitting our own collect the data document, right? So we don't need to have extra time to go over.
I don't think so, as long as we follow exactly what we're supposed to do and we decide on the same day that we're going to look it up.
Okay.
I wonder if I can download the app now, because last time I tried, I couldn't download it for whatever reason. I probably need to clear off my phone. It's probably super full.
Did you email it?
I think Haley's working on it. Oh, you mean me?
No,
Yeah.
I was talking. Yeah. Haley.
Okay.
Did you email Haley?
Yeah, I did. I sent her another link and I emailed it. See, just saying that did come through. What did you guys do on the homework? The prep for today?
Good.
Yay, Emily.
Yay, it worked.
Yay, Emily.
Sorry that took so long.
It's all right.
I think I had your wrong email sending it to your BYUI one, so that is my bad.
No, it's okay. That still should have worked. It just like kept telling me to please wait instead of like giving me the option to join the call. And so I don't know if it was like the internet connection or something, but it just wasn't working. Okay.
I'm glad you made it.
Well, we just were talking about the preparation. Did anybody have any questions on it?
So I didn't do the part 2 because it says that we're going to do it with our group again, and also because I was out of time. But it looks like it's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's way simple. Because all you do is all the answers are given to you by plugging it into the app. I mean, to the Excel.
Mm-hmm.
So
Except for your P1 and P2, you have to figure those out.
right, which is just the X
Wait,
divided by
where did it ask for that though?
Well, you need it. No, maybe it didn't. What I did is I went through this week's notes was like, how do you work a problem, you know? But I mean, not that you need it because of Excel, but then it was like, you know, figure out what P1 and P2 is. And then, so maybe it didn't.
It's basically just X divided by like N, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
You do,
So it's figuring that out for P1 and P2.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and you do need P1 and P2 to check the requirements.
But if you put it in the Excel, it does it.
Yeah, it figures that out, which I didn't realize that last week.
What
Yeah.
does it say? Like, what does it tell you?
It tells you the numbers. So if it's above 10, you know they're met.
So yeah, so if you pull up that categorical data analysis.
Yeah. You guys mind, like, let's just talk through this really quick. So it will check the requirements for you.
Yes, everything.
So X1 is going to be 63, right?
Right.
And then N1 is 296.
Mm-hmm.
X2 is 27. And N2 is 251. And are we
And
doing
then you
it
got to make sure.
And then you did the type of test not equal to, right?
not equal to? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Is the test statistic Z? I'm
Yeah.
gonna jump
Yes.
ahead, but is that Z?
Yeah.
Yep.
So for Z, okay, can I just run these by you? So where does it say the requirements are met?
First sample and second sample to the right, the top check requirements all.
So there should be
equal
6,
to or
33,
greater
27, 24, 224.
than.
Yeah.
Those are all above 10, so it's
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay.
No, makes it so much easier.
It does. Okay. And then the null hypothesis, it also tells us the null hypothesis is P1 equals P2, and obviously the alternate is, it doesn't equal that.
Right.
Statistic is 3.309. The
Yep.
value, we have to drop it. Oh, no, 0.001.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's there. I mean, the only thing it might ask for is you might have to plug it into the app to get, like, when they say draw the whatever.
Yeah, and that's what E asks for. It says shade your p-valley.
Yeah.
So it would just be a two-tailed thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So wait a second, where does it determine if the proportion of men who use labels are different than? Okay, good. And then what decision do you make? It's smaller, so we reject the null. So that means that
Yeah. Sufficient evidence.
there's sufficient evidence to show that what? That
Proportion of men.
But what
Please
is
use
layman's
labels.
terms?
Well, that means basically, and just interpret it, that we suggest that we have sufficient evidence to suggest that the proportion of men who use labels are different than the proportion of women who use labels.
Yeah.
and who uses more labels? Let's see. I guess I haven't calculated P. So we don't have to say which one's greater or anything.
You don't.
Different. Okay.
And then you see the confidence interval is up there as well. So that would be number 5.
So, oh, okay. You just enter the proportions. So 0.045 and 0.166.
Yep. So that's your confidence interval. And then you just interpret that. So that's the true difference in the proportion or between.
We're 95% confident that the true difference.
Right. Yeah, you need to say that. 95% confident.
But the true difference?
Right. True
Proportion.
difference in the proportion.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a question for you guys. It keeps coming up on the quiz, like, what does 95% mean? And it says percent confident, or there's 95% chance.
Yeah, you don't want to choose chance.
Yeah.
You don't want to choose chance.
Ever.
No.
Yeah.
It needs,
Oh, because I keep choosing chance because I feel like that's the best one, but I always get it wrong, and I just can't figure out what the right one is.
So let's see. That was on the last one too. So this was number 12 of the last homework quiz. So it said, as a part of his semester project at BYU, Idaho, statistics student calculates a 95% confidence interval with the true percentage of BYU Idaho students who are from Latin America. What does this phrase 95% confidence mean? And it was C, if we create many 95% confidence intervals, 95% of them will contain the true population. So do you remember that Christmas tree that he did too? So you have like 100 samples and they were on the line. 5 of them were off and 95 of them were on that line. Do you remember him? Did you ever see him do that?
I don't know if I saw that. Okay.
was it in a meeting?
He's done it in a meeting. He's done it in a video. So if you imagine that, here's your mean, right? And then each time you take a sample, it's like, here's this one, like they all touch the line. 5 of them are not going to be touching the mean line. So that's the 95% of them are going to be between those two. 95% of the confidence intervals, 95% of them will contain the true population. It might be like over here, it might be in the middle, it might be here, but each time they run a test, 95% of them are going to touch that.
Huh. Okay. So whichever question says whichever one, or 95% will contain the true population.
Right. So the first one was there's a 95% chance, and that's wrong. The next one was 95% of the students' data are within the confidence intervals.
That's not right.
That's not right.
And Haley, it's not always population like this one. It's the true proportion.
Right. True proportion. Yeah, because that's what they're talking about in this one.
It's not the sample proportion or the sample size. It's got to be like the true mean or true proportion. Does that make sense?
The true.
It's based on whatever type of hypothesis test you're doing.
Okay, yeah.
Talking about.
And I kept doing the sample proportion, and it's not. Don't do sample. No sample.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Sometimes it says it words it slightly different too, and says like 95% of all 95% confidence intervals will contain the true mean or whatever it is, or the true proportion or whatever.
Yeah.
So just anything like that is probably right.
Those ones always throw me off. I like almost every time we've had a question like that, I've missed it the first time and then had to rethink it and then got it the second time.
Yeah.
There can
Sure, we can have a second chance on our exams. They'd be a lot less stressful.
Yeah.
Really.
Totally. Well, and I went back, Kate, and looked at like, I missed so many on the last exam. I'm like, I don't even know. Like I'll learn, but I think it's silly that they don't let you see what you missed. Like that you have to, like that's so much extra work for us anyways.
Yeah.
And why don't they just like reword the questions for the next, you know what I don't know. I know people cheat and that's why, but it's not helping me as a learner.
Yeah, it doesn't help you try to figure out what you did wrong.
Yeah. So I don't know. When they have they already had the midterm, but when they have the final, like, how do you think your class went? I'm going to complain about that we can't see the test. Like, that's just silly, you know?
Yeah.
So
I am surprised on the quizzes, though, that the quizzes are exactly the same, you know, that you can just go back, like that they didn't, like, at least reword them or mix it around or whatever. I mean, I'm not complaining, but it seems funny that we can take it twice. And
I think it's probably because
he wants us to learn.
That if they made it so that the quizzes had like random questions in like a random order, it would make our group work like super confusing.
That's true.
yeah.
That's true. And it helps us learn. To me, like if I missed one, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I thought I did that right. Like, what did I do wrong? And so then I go back and try it another way, you know? So,
Right. Yeah.
but,
Well, should we go to our group quiz since I think
yeah. Let me just ask you a question though. So I don't see anything where we need to submit our data this week. Is our data not due this week?
No, we each submit it separately.
and it's due.
But there's just no place to turn it in.
Oh.
I saw it somewhere. Where was it?
Yeah, I think it's in a separate folder of that assignment.
Oh, so maybe it's under assignments. Maybe you have to go to assignments.
Yeah, collect and describe the data. Is that the one? It's due December 2nd.
Technically. Okay, so it's due December 2nd.
Oh, wow. We've got a really long time.
So, man, that is really a long time. But should we just try to gather it this week?
Why not?
Sure.
And then it looks like the make inference and take action is both due the same day, December 9th. And then the PowerPoint and evaluation is December 14th. So I don't know. When do you think? Because we decided that we need to
Do it at the same
collect
day.
the data all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Same day.
I'm going to say that this week and next week for me are crazy with Thanksgiving. We've got a lot going in every class. So if it's just as simple as collecting data and it doesn't matter, like we don't need time, maybe we could just do it at the beginning of that week that it's due, like the Monday or Tuesday.
You know what, though? We could all just collect the data on the same day, even if it's this week, but you don't have to submit it till December 2nd.
Yeah, and
We
it
could
doesn't.
just collect it.
I think the same day is good enough. I don't think it has to be the same time.
It doesn't. Yeah. In fact, in the design the study, I said we will collect it the same day. I didn't say anything about time. So.
Right, but I think what Haley is saying is, yeah, we can collect the data on the phone, but it's going to take time to like put it into a document. Is that kind of what you're meaning, Haley?
Yeah, and it's not a huge deal, but like at all possible to I've just got a lot going on. But if we just set a date,
December
do you
2nd.
even want to just do it tomorrow?
December 2nd is a Saturday.
So, I mean, we could plan to all gather data November 28th, the day of our meeting.
Well, my son is leaving on his mission on the 29th.
Gotcha.
I have to take him to the airport actually like the night of the 28th. It's actually like midnight. So it's crazy. It's going to be in the middle of the night that we're taking him to the airport. But
We can do it this week. We can do it tomorrow. It doesn't sound like it's that big of a deal. We'll just.
What I'm wondering is, do we each have to submit only our own data, or do we have to all combine our data?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Can anybody, where is the actual assignment where you can look at it?
It's under assignments.
This week?
Yeah, it just says upload your work according to collect and describe the data, or locate the instructions by clicking on the content above. Okay, so content, I guess.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull.
Did you guys sorry, just backing up a minute, did you, on the design the study, I have an overdue, but one of us only had to submit, right?
It says overdue?
Well,
Yeah.
just click the X.
Oh, just click it, yeah. Yeah, I submitted it on time.
Oh, here's the instructions.
Well, I didn't know I had to submit to complete. Well, yeah. I'm sure it's fine. I just wasn't sure if you guys who didn't submit anything.
Mine's actually now saying that too, but didn't on my stuff last week. But when we click under the final project,
Yeah, it's on there.
but only one person, so it doesn't
Needed
let
to
us
submit.
click it.
Yeah. See? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's just going to bug me.
But see, you can even, but that's silly because you can see it that it's been submitted right there.
I know.
So doesn't really make sense.
So it looks like we all collect our own data and then we'll give it to one person and that person submits it.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
thought we had this on the paper that I filled out for designing the study.
It says everyone writes up and submits their collect the data
Oh,
document.
does it?
Mm-hmm.
Because on here,
So where are you looking, Emily? I've just clicked on content for this week and I can't find it.
so I went to content and then I scrolled all the way down to final project.
Oh,
And then there's
gotcha.
like a bunch of documents and stuff that you can click on.
okay,
But
gotcha.
maybe I'm just looking at the wrong one.
Oh, wait, not design the study.
Yeah, because I just clicked on one and it said page not found. So this could be like out of date.
Or it may
Well,
just
now I'm.
not available yet.
Well, I don't think
I was able to pull it up.
either this week or next week, right?
No.
So are you looking at like the future weeks at week 12?
I went to content and then all the way down to the bottom and it's final project. It's in its own little folder. So it's not in a week.
Yeah, and you can have access to it there.
But it does say on that, collect and describe the data. It says due date number 2 of week 12.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's December 2nd.
yeah, just a second.
Okay.
So, but collecting the data, I mean, it's just going to be a bunch. I mean, do we need to label what gas station is, or is it just going to be a bunch of numbers? Like,
So there's a file that you download that says final project, collect and describe the data. It has group names, collect the data, state your research, provide a short summary of what you learned while collecting your data, describe where and how you collected it. Was there a situation you had not anticipated? How did you handle it? Used complete sentences and be coherent in your writing. Attach the data that you collected. Please include labels and explanation needed so it's clear what your data represents. And then the next page is describe the data. In no more than 2 pages, describe the data you collected. Summarize your data in 2 to 3 paragraphs using summary statistics, as well as other descriptions useful to providing an overall picture of your data. Include well-labeled graphs appropriate for your data. Your graph should help the reader visualize your data and should be clearly labeled. So
this one we didn't. I don't think we assigned this to anyone. Is this something that we should probably just do together?
yeah, I think we should.
Do it on our own, so I don't get why it's making us.
Well, I think we collect the data on the own, but
Yeah.
if you want 5 2-page papers describing our data,
I don't think so, unless
You know?
we're analyzing our own data and not everybody else's, but that wouldn't even
I
make
would assume that describing the data would be describing all of it, not like each individual person's, because like when each of us lives, when we're collecting data from like the same community, there's not going to be a lot to talk about because like all the gas prices are going to be pretty much the same.
Yeah, you could talk about the mean, you could talk about the standard deviation. You couldn't talk about a whole lot more than that.
Yeah. Well, and the title of the assignment is Final Project Collect and Describe the data or data, whatever. So this is one step of our final project. It's just being, instead of having to turn it all in at one time, like we're doing steps along the way. So to me, it does make sense that it would just be like our combined describe the data.
Yeah.
You know what I'll do? I'll
always
I'll create a chart and I'll make it a Google Doc and I'll create it so that you see exactly where you need to drop your 30 sample, the data. And then we can just all input it whenever we're ready to do it and turn it in whenever we're ready to turn it in.
So, but when are we collecting for sure?
Yeah, we need to make sure where it's on the same day.
Yeah, that's true. What do you guys think? I don't think it matters that much to me. I mean, we're just collecting it on an app, so it will be.
Do we
It
want to
doesn't
do
matter
like
if we collect it on a day this week and don't turn it in until December 2nd, for example, or.
I think it would be nice to collect it this week. That way we have like the next 2 weeks to write up the description. So we have time.
Do you guys have heavy deadlines
Thursday?
this week at all? Thursday would be fine for me.
Yeah, Thursday's fine.
Okay.
Haley, what do you think? Is that okay for you?
Yeah, that's fine. It shouldn't take too long. That'll be totally fine.
all right, so Thursday the 16th.
So, and Sonia, you said you'll create like a spreadsheet, like an Excel spreadsheet or something like that, or?
I'll just make like a table that you can drop your numbers in.
Okay. And do we need to enter anything? Do we just need to enter the numbers, or do you think we need to enter the name of the gas station too? Like, because I'm just thinking of those. I'm thinking of those charts that sometimes we get to like that has all the data in it that we plug, and sometimes there's tons of information in there.
Yeah, I think we should probably have the name of the gas station.
I agree.
So
Okay, name of the gas station.
in that case, like wouldn't we just drop in and the ANOVA, that spreadsheet, the ANOVA spreadsheet?
Yeah, you could. I mean, everybody could do it in an Excel and then we can copy and paste it into something like that because we need the states are a different section. And then you need the cost per gallon and then we'd need the name of the gas station.
Right, so eventually we would put it into the ANOVA, but for now we need to have state gas station cost.
Yeah.
Do we need to say the distance?
I don't think that matters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you say anything about that I can't remember, did you say anything about that in the,
I just said that we were going to get the 30 nearest to our home location.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I help you?
Okay. Cost, name, state. Okay. And Thursday. All right. Do you guys want to take our test?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, so what we decided the 16th we're collecting data, right?
Yeah, this Thursday.
And we decided it doesn't matter what time.
Nope. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Monday. And are we putting it in our own Excel sheet?
I think we could do that and then you can just copy and paste it into. I'm wondering if we'll have to see. We could ask him, email him, or if somebody's going to go to the meeting tomorrow. I can't go. I'm going to the Temple with the Youth. But we could ask him, is there going to be like Excel that we, an ANOVA testing that we could use.
Okay.
Like, I just wonder how much as we go through, they're like, okay, and if you're using this test, this is provided. Because if it's provided, then that's silly, Sonia, for you to drum up something. You know what I mean?
Well, but in the ANOVA test, it only has you just put the the numbers in it. It doesn't have an option for
you're right. You're right.
What gas stuff.
I'll go back and look at a sample that we used and dropped into ANOVA, but actually I don't think that's even really necessary. I'll just separate it nice by columns. And
I think ANOVA had up to 6 options, didn't it?
But I think what we're going to need is we'll probably need an Excel sheet that's like that, like all of the things that we've been downloading to do all of the work. We'll need that separately from the ANOVA.
Right, agreed.
Yeah.
Remember how we would kind of complain that because sometimes they would put it in nice columns and you could just copy the whole column, but sometimes you had to scroll down and try and keep up and find it. Yeah. I'm wondering if I can make it nice and separate. But still at the same time, I'm like wondering where we're going to put in the name of the gas stations.
I feel like that's just for our use. Like, I don't know if that'll be necessary in the ANOVA spreadsheet, because in those Excel sheets, it's usually just like lists of numbers. Like, they don't really have the...
Yeah, it would just be for our use, and if he wanted to see under the describe the data, the different things. But you could just put like Colorado gas station price, Colorado Utah gas station price, Idaho gas station price.
Yeah, I think that knowing the names would be super useful for us, because if like when we're writing up our, I don't know, our summary or whatever, we can like find the gas station in all 5 states that has the cheapest price, and then like it's, I don't know, it's just something that we could talk about.
That's what I was thinking. That the more information we have, the easier it will be for us to make inferences.
Yeah.
So whoever has that assignment, even if we had, that's why I wondered if we wanted to put distance also from your home to see if it's more expensive the further you get from home, or, I was just thinking for purposes of analyzing the data, what it tells us. But
on that app, let me check, but I'm pretty sure it gives you like the distance and stuff. So it would probably be really easy to just jot down those numbers if we want to.
I mean, other than just entering those numbers, it wouldn't hurt. I just wonder, are they going to throw like a curveball at us and be like, hey, now take your data and put it towards something else? You know what I mean?
I'm sure we're going to have to make charts and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this tells me like this gas station's 0.43 miles away. So like if we want to write down the distance, it'd be really easy to. It would just be like writing down another number.
Yeah.
Let's enter that. The state, gas station, how far the distance is, and then the price.
Okay.
Cool.
So, and we have it on Smart Sort and regular?
I put it by distance and regular.
Okay.
Yeah, then you sure that you're doing regular unleaded fuel. So everybody read the describe the study to make sure we're doing it exactly the same.
Yeah.
And make sure that you sort it by distance, because if you do Smart Sort, it doesn't give you the closest ones. It gives you the best price and the closest, if that makes sense.
Okay. So distance and regular, those are the only 2 things that we need to have listed. So just curious, what's yours? The top one?
257.
Mine's 247.
Mine's 254.
Ooh.
I still can't download the app. I'm going to have to clear off my phone and make room.
Oh, man.
Let me see what mine is.
Husband or someone download it and use it on theirs.
I wonder if you can just use it on the internet, like if you just Google Gas Buddy.
Yeah, I probably could.
5.
So they're all pretty similar.
Yeah.
You got the cheapest.
Yeah. I thought especially, Aubrey, yours might be different.
If you just go on the internet and type in Gas Buddy, and then you just type in your zip code, and it gives you the same, like it's the same thing. Then you wouldn't have to download the app.
Does it give you the option to sort by distance also?
Yeah, so you can click find gas near me, and then regular.
So I take that back. My lowest is 239, but it's not the closest to me.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just my top one is just the closest to me.
Yeah.
So that's listing.
Mine is 226. Woot woot.
Wow.
Nice.
You win.
You just have to live in Arizona to get that gas price.
232.
Seasons.
Keeps getting lower.
So
Do you guys mind if we start the quiz? I'm gonna have to leave as close to 2:30 as possible.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Haley.
Sorry.
Let's do it.
Yes, let's do it. Hopefully it'll just be easy like the assignment.
Yeah.
Okay, so lesson 18 group meeting quiz. Haley, are you at work?
No, I'm at my in-laws right now. We're at the event today, and I was just like, I'm gonna sneak into a bedroom for an hour, and
Gotcha.
yeah.
Dang it, 20 questions.
I wonder if this is the same PTC sample that we were given earlier.
Yeah. That was in like the sample or in the reading and videos?
Mm-hmm. Let's check. Nope.
It's different.
Dang.
why would it be?
Well, it's pretty easy if we can just load it in.
So when it's P1 is always just going to be the first column listed. So female is P1. P hat 1.
I think so.
Isn't P1 X1 divided by N1?
Yeah.
And be sure that you use yes as the X1.
Yeah.
So it'd be 52
Yeah, it tells you
divided
there
by 94.
P1 is the females and P2 is the males.
Okay.
So
Whoa,
52 divided by 70.
Uh-huh.
Okay, one sec. Let me pull that up.
743.
Yep.
0.743.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got.
Are you guys putting it into Excel already?
Not yet.
Okay.
So then, did everyone get P1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
0.743,
So then
right?
what?
Actually, why not put it in?
So P2 2 divided by 59.
Yeah.
So 0.712.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Not equal to is the one
The
we want
A.
to use.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yes, we want to put it into here, right? Okay, so X1.
Are you guys on 5? I keep freezing.
Yeah, I'm putting everything into Excel though right now. So
Mhm.
The 5 we said was A.
Okay, yeah, that's what I think too.
52 out of 70 and 42 out of 59. Not equal.
Okay,
So,
so I was so
X1 is
on
52.
what to put where on the Excel sheet.
So X1 and N1 would be 52 and 70 for the female.
Oh, okay.
And then X2 and N2, 42 and 59 for male.
And then it's wanting a 95% confidence interval, and make sure that the type of test is P1 does not equal P2.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Does not equal.
What is the point estimate for this 95% confidence interval?
Are you still
What does that mean?
reading?
The point estimate is the P.
So
The-
is that
The P.
The P
I'm
value?
looking for it. It's not the
No,
p
it's not
value.
the
is
P
it?
value. I wonder if it's. Let me
Oh,
see.
P hat, like
Yeah.
the overall P.
Yeah. So
So we
but
have to calculate that ourselves, right?
Close the door.
Well, but it's P-hat 1 or P-hat 2?
It's both of them combined, right?
Is there a formula for that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's P hat equals X1 plus X2 divided by N1 plus N2.
Oh, that's right.
Wait.
But is that the point estimate though?
Yeah.
Is that the point estimate?
I don't know.
I think that's right.
Where did you get that from?
From the reading, it's just P
In
hat.
this week's reading?
It was, yeah, it was listed right next to it said the test statistic was that big long thing where
Yeah.
P-hat equals X1
Right.
plus 2 divided by.
So this one is, it said find the combined proportion of successes. So it's the combined proportion of successes between male and female in this study. So that's why you take X1 plus X2, so the number of women that could taste it plus the number of men that could taste it, divided by N1 and N2, which would be, so X1 is,
Aha. There we are. Sorry. I could not find that and I knew that I wrote it down.
So is it 0.729?
X1 52 plus 42 divided by 70 plus 59. So I have 111.6.
whoa,
Okay, did I do something wrong?
that sounds wrong.
So wouldn't it be 52 plus 42 divided by 70 plus 59?
That's
Yeah.
what I have. Mm-hmm.
Because I got 0.729.
Let me try it again. I didn't put parentheses.
Try again. Yeah.
I just added them separately and then divided them. So I added the top line together and then the bottom line together and then divided 94 divided by 129.
So what
So-
did you get?
0.728.
Yeah, so 0.729 rounded.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I got.
Did it work with parentheses?
That's what I got.
Yeah, it works with parentheses.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's it? I just don't know how to.
Yeah. I do.
How do we say? How do we make the 95% confidence interval go into that? You know what I mean? Or does it just have nothing to do with it? Because it says, what's the point estimate for this 95% confidence
That
interval?
not make sense because that's in between P-hat 1 and P-hat 2.
Yeah.
And guys, just so you know, we could have found those in the Excel spreadsheet too.
Really?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's under their descriptive statistics. I just barely noticed it.
So it's, what is it?
We got it right.
Well, no, I'm talking about like question 3 and question 4, how we just did it by hand. I'm saying it's in the Excel spreadsheet too.
Or are.
We got it right.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they are.
Okay, so we're on question 7 now. The margin of
Yeah, so
error.
wouldn't that be 0.185 minus negative 0.123 divided by 2?
Where are you getting those numbers?
Well, that's the margin of error formula. Upper bound minus lower bound divided by 2.
Divided by 2.
Oh, that's what we probably need to put for the, wait, hold on a
No,
second.
I think the point estimate, that's right.
Yeah, you're right. We're
7 to
talking about
9.
7 now.
Yeah.
7's the
Okay.
margin of error.
So I have a question on what you just said. Where do you find the answers to 3 and 4 on the table? I see p hat 1. I got a different answer for p hat 2.
I got 0.712 and I got 0.743.
Yeah, same.
I got 0.712 also, but I'm not seeing that on Excel. Oh, now I am. Sorry, I had to hit enter. Like I hadn't hit enter yet. And
okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Gotcha. So for 7, it would be 0.185 minus negative 0.123.
So you do think that number 6 is 0.729?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit nervous about that one. Okay, so the margin of error, you just took the upper bound minus the lower bound divided by 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 0.154. Have you guys done that one?
That's what I got.
Okay, wait. So you took the upper bound, which is the 0.185, subtract 0.123, divide by 2. Is that right? Okay.
Oh, this is minus a negative.
Yeah.
Whoops. 0.15 subtract
0.154. Input the lower bound. That's easy.
Wait, one negative. Oh, I missed the negative.
Negative 0.123.
Dang it.
Then
Okay.
0.185 for the upper bound.
Okay, sorry guys, hold on. 1.123.
Oh,
So did you guys get 0.9865?
No, I got 0.154.
For what?
Yeah, I got 0.154.
So
2.
0.185 minus negative 0.123 and then divided by 2.
did you use parentheses at all, Aubrey?
I did. I'm still, oh, nope. I must have done something wrong the last time. I thought I did it exactly the same, but nope, 0.154. Okay.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay.
I think I must have.
That's for 7. So then for 8, the lower bound negative 0.123.
Mm-hmm.
And upper bound 0.185.
So the p-value that's on here is what we can use that to fail to reject.
Right.
So it'd be A.
Uh-huh.
Wait, are you guys comparing it to the z-score?
The A.
We're on number 10.
We're comparing it to the
Yeah.
To the p-value.
And isn't it greater then? So wouldn't it be reject?
No, the p-value is greater than A, then what's that called?
Because if the p-value is low, reject the null. But if it's greater, so it's fail to reject it. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So A.
And then I put A.
11. Isn't it different?
So it'd be
Because I'm
D.
testing if it's different.
There's
The D.
insufficient.
There's insufficient evidence to suggest that the proportion is different. You're right.
Oh, it's different. I see it.
Dog.
D.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D. There we go.
Awesome. All right, another one.
Okay, so let's just enter it straight in. So X1 is going to be 16,713 out of
118519.
11819, yeah.
And then
X2,
6155
yep.
and 42447.
And
Less than.
so it's P1. So what it's automatically set as. P1 is less than P2. And then we'll just keep the 95.
So it looks like all those numbers are way above 10.
Yeah, so it's true.
Let me ask you guys a quick question. How come you're not, just because of the way that it's worded, the died is what we're interested in out of survival?
Uh-huh.
Okay, just making sure I'm understanding
No, that doesn't seem like a success, which is what they say to.
that. Right.
Yes, that is right.
Okay. I just wonder if they're going to do like sneaky things like that, where they give you questions and then you have to figure out which one to use.
Probably.
Yeah.
So for 12, since these numbers are so high, can we just say true?
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Is there any other condition, like?
It's just those 4.
Okay.
The requirements are.
So for 13, is it less than? Would you do the alternative as less than?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, D is in dog.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think for 14, we can just use the table, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be 0.141.
Wait. Yay, I love those. 0.145 for 15.
And the z-score is negative 2.02.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. 020.
Be sure to put in the negative 2.020. Okay, we're going to shade the left side.
Mm-hmm.
The left side, right?
Mm-hmm.
P-value is 0.022. So we will reject
The null.
Mm-hmm.
So there's sufficient evidence.
Okay. So 17's to the left. Sorry, I was plugging it in the normal probability applet. I didn't realize we didn't have to.
Oh no.
So
So it's
17's to the left. And then the p-value is 0.022. Well, I got it that on the probability applet too.
Is question 20C?
That's what I think.
That's what I think.
Yep.
Oh, and we're done.
Woo-hoo.
That was fast.
That was
Wait.
good. It's about time.
That was
So-
fast.
Rejected the null, right? Sorry, I got a little behind you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So 19 is B. And then
20C, we said.
C is B.
I love these Excel worksheets.
Ew.
Yeah.
They're so
Okay, 20 is C.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I hope that test statistic one is right, or that whatever the
Point estimate.
estimate. Yeah,
We missed one.
it's that one. I guarantee
It's
it.
that one. Good job, Sonia.
Yeah, it's question 6.
Well, don't
So
know what
I
else
think we might have to use the 95%. And compute it.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's exactly what I was like. Okay, there has to be a way of incorporating the 95%, but I didn't see that in the reading. So
Well, I hadn't submitted mine because I was going through to make sure I'd did my last few ones right.
So in our reading, which one was this?
So
The
could it,
patients, they took that, the point estimate, and they plugged it into the P1 minus P2 minus P1 minus P2 that equals to a 0. And then they plugged that into the bottom portion of that. Do you know what I'm talking about, you guys? Sorry. At a 95%. No. Nope. Never mind. I'm messing it up.
for the confidence interval, they incorporated the
well,
Z star. So they incorporated 1.96 as Z star.
Yeah,
But
that
what
one.
would it tell us? That would give us the confidence interval.
And we want the point estimate.
you did it the right way though. How else would you do it?
There was an equation that I wrote down that has Z star in it. Let me see.
It's a confidence interval.
It's the confidence interval one,
Yeah.
but that's not the point estimate.
Oh, sorry.
This n equals Z star over 2m squared.
Oh wait, what's that?
Those were the ones we did last week, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait, isn't that the sample size ones?
Uh-huh. Well,
Yeah,
that's
you're
no prior estimate or prior estimate.
But this one's asking for point estimates. So is that the same thing?
No, because well, sample size, I guess, is a point estimate. But
I thought for these, the point, oh, where did that say in one of our readings? Like the point estimate equals P.
P, I've got it. P hat is a point estimate of P.
Yeah. So
But
what's P hat?
that's exactly the formula that I gave you that we did, but it was wrong.
Yeah, because it says P hat equals x1 plus x2.
I just don't know how to incorporate the Z star into that formula. How would we do it? Would we do, I don't know. When we have a confidence interval,
I don't know.
Guys, I'm really sorry. I've got to go.
Okay.
we'll try and figure this
I'm
out.
going to look through the book, though, and see if I can figure out where that equation is.
Sounds good.
So thanks so much. We'll see you.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye, Haley.